We're live. Yeah. Yay. Hi, welcome everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so excited to have Cami here with us today. We just decided to go live a couple minutes early to get to, start chatting with you guys before we officially get started. So if you're here, please say hello in the chat. You should see that next to our video, right, Cami? They see it over there too.
Yep. So I would love to know from you guys where you're tuning in from and what kind of business you run. So I see we've got Katrina here from Oregon. Hey, Katrina.
Yeah,
so awesome.
I'm excited to see who else here. Yeah, I see we have Tracy, Patricia, Lynn, Heather. Yeah, anyone that's here, feel free to just pop in, say hi, tell us where you're from and what kind of business you have so we can get to know you. And I don't know about you guys, but I have got a nice little beverage to drink and I'm going to be taking notes too because Cami is just such a source of wisdom. And I know we're all going to learn so much from her today.
I see Katrina in the chat says she is running a web design studio. That's awesome, Katrina. I love when fellow designers come to this. So great. Heather is from Florida and has an e-design business. Awesome, Heather. So designers in the house today.
I love it. I know. I've got such a good crowd of people who I think are registered for this. We've got designers, we've got coaches, course creators, side hustlers. I know everyone needs a website. So I think this is such an applicable topic to everyone. So yeah.
I had somebody the other day say to me, they were like, new decade, new website. And I loved it.
Oh my gosh. That makes me realize how long it's been since I updated my website. I mean, I guess I did a little refresh last year, but
but it happens, right? Like these things that we build evolve and change with us and with our business. So even if you are so thrilled with your website, chances are in a few months, it's going to need some tweaks.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for what we're talking about today, because I know you're all about creating websites that are simple and easy to kind of adapt as you need to adapt them. I think one of the mistakes so many business owners made that I actually made when I started out was paying so much money for the perfect website and then you can't even change it and then you outgrow it.
And then 4 months later, you have to change everything.
Yeah. Oh, the worst. We want to avoid that.
Hey, Jeanette. Jeanette's from Arizona, an author and educator. So great to have you. I actually have one of my one-on-one clients is the author of more than 17 cookbooks. She's a Russian food historian. So I just love the author niche. I think it's so cool.
Cami, say hi. I'm going to Instagram story you. I'll do a boomerang. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
So cute.
Boomerangs don't have audio, do they?
I don't know. I always mute it. So if they do, that gets muted.
Amazing. Well, guys, keep popping into the chat. Keep telling us where you're tuning in from and what kind of business you run. And we're going to get started in just a minute here. So if you don't know, if we haven't met yet, I'm Cami and I am coming to you from New York City today. So you might hear some sirens and stuff in the background, all those good city sounds.
All the city sounds. I always love it whenever we're talking, Cami, and I hear the city sounds because it makes me feel like I'm in New York City. For just a hot minute, I get to live through you.
Yeah, you can't fake it.
Hopefully we don't hear any thunder here. In Houston, it is storming today. So it's a little gloomy outside and it's been raining and storming. So I'm just hoping we keep electricity. Cross your fingers.
Alrighty, Sonia is from Norfolk, Virginia, freelance writing and PR. Welcome, Sonia. So great to have you. I actually, when I moved over from England to the States, when I was little, I moved to the DC area. So love Virginia, Maryland, DC, all of that good stuff. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to switch us over to slides because we have an action-packed presentation for you today.
Perfect.
So let's switch to slides, turn off our video. We'll come back on video for you at the end for Q&A. But Megan, take it away from here.
Yes. Okay. Be bringing Cami, who is a good friend of mine, as well as an expert web designer. And she's an incredible teacher as well. So I'm excited to have Cami here. We're talking about the secrets to a simple website that sells. And hopefully you know who I am, but just in case you aren't familiar, I am Megan. I'm a productivity coach and I specialize in helping ambitious women achieve their goals while working less and having more fun through a blend of mindset, productivity, and
Love it, Megan. And you've helped me so much personally, like not just through our friendship, but I'm also an intuitive execution student, and your work is just amazing.
Thanks. I love what I do, and I love getting to help people. And Cami, you've just been such a wonderful friend and client and someone that I really chat with pretty much daily. So I'm excited for you guys to get to know Cami as well. So if you don't know who Cami is, I'd love to go ahead and introduce you to Cami, who is here with me. She's a web design expert, and she teaches entrepreneurs like you how to create stunning websites. Cami, do you want to elaborate?
So, Megan, thank you so much for that warm introduction. So like Megan said, I'm a web design expert, I'm an educator, and my mission is to help entrepreneurs like you take your websites from barely there or totally bootstrapped to breathtaking and money making so that you can achieve your bigger goals, like booking more clients, making the most of those leads that land in your inbox, and making the most of all the opportunities that come your way without wasting months of your time on DIY and without spending thousands and thousands of dollars that you don't need to spend. So we have a jam-packed workshop for you today. This is fluff-free, no BS. It's so good. So real quick, here's how to get the most out of our time together. So grab a pen and a notebook if you don't have it, because you are going to want to take notes. Then also do your best to turn off your phone, close out Instagram, and close out your browser tabs. You showed up here with us today for a reason, so do your best to focus and give yourself the chance to be productive. And then ask questions. So Megan and I want this to be really interactive. This is your time together with us. So if you're here with us live, you can ask questions in the chat. Megan's going to be hanging out in there with you guys all throughout the presentation. And if you're watching the replay, there's a little yellow chat bubble on your screen, and you can send any questions right to there and they'll come to my inbox. And also stay tuned, because at the end of this workshop, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can create your website in just 5 weeks with my best-selling course, Simple Site Blueprint. So stick around to the end, because I can't wait to share all of the details with you, as well as the chance to save $200 and some other special bonuses that you're not going to see anywhere else. So I want to get to know you a little bit better today. Let us know in the chat. Why haven't you started or finished your website yet? Why did you decide to join us here? Maybe it's because you're not tech savvy. You started your business to make a living doing work that you love, and that probably doesn't include coding or design. Or maybe it's because you just don't know where to get started. There are so many options, it's super overwhelming. You want a polished website, but you don't know what the best approach is. Or maybe you just want the perfect website. And for my designers on here with me today, this is probably you. You've spent months tweaking your website and you just want every little detail to be perfect, but you're still not happy with it. You are in total perfection paralysis. So let us know in the chat, let me and Megan know, what has been holding you back? Is it one of those 3 things, or is it something else? I see Jeanette in here saying that your website's several years old and needs an update. That's awesome, Jeanette. Emily gets caught up and lost in the design, loves creating content, but gets stuck on the design. So a little bit of perfection paralysis, it sounds like. Harold wants to simplify. Amazing. I love all these answers, guys. Lorna is happy with her website, but wants to make it even better. Lisa has tech challenges. All right, guys, you are in absolutely the right place. Because no matter which one of those things you identified with, no matter what you shared with me, you're here today because you want a website that you're really proud of, a website that helps you stand out in a crowded industry, book your dream clients with less effort, and do more of the work that you truly, truly love. And I want you to know that this isn't some like airy, fairy pipe dream. This is very achievable. So this is Laura, and she's a photographer. And she wrote to me and she said, I never thought I'd be able to pay my rent doing what I love, but I can. I had 30 clients this month. 30. How did that happen? My new website is what happened. So I'm sharing this with you as a little bit of inspiration as we dive into the workshop today, because creating a website like this is so possible when you know how. So today we're going to dive into all of that. You're going to learn exactly how to create a website that sells your services without wasting your time on DIY or spending $5,000 on a designer. So we're going to be diving into a one-sentence hack that's going to help you plan your website in 5 minutes or less. Then we're going to talk about the best website platform for service-based business owners. Then you're going to learn the common design mistakes that kill sales on your website and how to fix them. And this part is my favorite. We have so many before and after examples in here, and I know you're going to love it too. So before we dig in, I want to give you the kind of Spark Notes version of how I got here and how I learned all of this stuff, why I'm teaching this to you today. So in 2016, I was working a 9-to-5 job in a windowless cubicle. It was super depressing. And I had a moment where I looked around and I realized I didn't want my boss's job or her boss's job and so on and so forth. And I didn't actually want to be there at all. So I took my very modest savings and I decided to take some time out to go traveling. And in that process, I started a travel blog. I had no clue how to build a website. I knew I wanted to build an online business, but I had no idea how to get started with this little travel blogging idea. And maybe you can relate. I struggled so hard in the beginning with learning all of the tech tools. I looked at everybody else's websites and I just felt super jealous of how polished and how professional they looked. I didn't know how to do the same thing for myself. And I also struggled to figure out how I was going to set my website up for marketing. I didn't know how this thing was actually going to help me make money, which is kind of a bad spot to be in for someone who's just left their 9-to-5 job. So after months and months of trial and error, I finally got it. I switched from being a travel blogger to being a web designer because I realized I'd fallen in love with web design and with tech, and I got my first clients. So fast forward from 2016 to today, and a lot has changed. Today, I'm booked out with projects that I love. I'm calling the shots on when I work, where I work, and who I work with. And I'm helping others grow their business through the power of tech and design. And none of this would have been possible without my website. My website today is still the vehicle that propels me forward in my business. And it's not just me who's done this. So I want to introduce you to a few of my students. We've got Tom here, who built a website for his sister's business. And he said, within days, my sister had new clients contact her through her website. We have Victoria, who's a graphic and web designer. And she says, since taking Simple Site Blueprint, I've been inundated with client work. And then Elke, who is a healer, says, I'm attracting my ideal clients in a big way right now. This course was the best decision ever. So it's not just me who's making my dreams a reality through my website. It's Tom and Victoria and Elke as well. And this is so doable for you. So let me and Megan know in the chat, what would a great website make possible for you? What do you want to achieve through your website? Is it more clients, more money, more freedom? What is that bigger dream that you have? All right, guys, more people on the list, says Johanna. Amazing, so you want to build your audience. Let's go a level deeper. Why do you want to build your audience, Johanna? What is that going to make possible for you? Lindsay wants a good reflection of herself and her brand. Fantastic, Lindsay. And again, think about why. What will that make possible? Emily says, having a great website would help me make sure the right clients are finding me. Kelly wants to grow her email list. Fantastic. I love all of these bigger visions.
Just add in there too, one thing that I know for me that a website does is it does the bulk of the selling for me. So even when something happens in life where maybe I can't show up in the way I may normally on social media or content, like the website I've created can still do selling for me passively, which is so helpful.
That's such a great point, Megan. It's like your 24/7 salesperson who never gets sick, never takes a break, so that when you need to step back, you know that your website has your back and everything's under control. All right, awesome, cool. So where do we get started bringing these bigger dreams to life? Where do we get started with your website? Well, the first place we got to start is by talking about strategy, specifically a one-sentence hack that'll help you plan your website in 5 minutes or less. So here's the deal. Over the years of working with hundreds of clients and students, I've realized that the real reason most people struggle with their websites isn't because you're not smart enough. It isn't because you're struggling with tech, although that's definitely a thing. It's actually because there's just not a strategy in place to start with your website. So this is not your fault if that sounds like you. It's because most website courses teach you tech tools, most business courses teach you how to plan your business, but no one really teaches you how to combine the two so that you can have a website that sells your services. So today we're going to fix that by walking through a piece of my website strategy system. So whether you have a website already or you're working on a brand new one, this is where you should start. So grab your notebook and follow along with me. Step 1 is to fill in the blanks here. I offer blank, blank, and blank, and I want people to hire me by visiting my website and doing blank. So take a second to write that down and feel free to adapt it to you. So for example, a photographer might say, I offer family photos, newborn sessions, and headshots. I want people to hire me by visiting my website and booking a call. So think about what that looks like in your business, and then we'll move on to step 2. Step 2 is to look at that sentence and ask yourself, what's the most important action a website visitor can take? So based on the example that we just went through, the most important action somebody can take on that photographer's website is to book a call. That's closest to how she gets hired, and therefore that's the main goal of her website. So think about, what is the most important thing someone can do on your website? Step 3 is to use that sentence to plan your pages. So look at what you've written and think about, what do my visitors need to know before taking action? Well, they're going to need to know where to get started. They're going to need to know who you are, what you offer, and if you want people booking a call, they need to know how to get in touch with you. And this maps one-to-one to your website's pages. So where to get started becomes your homepage. Who you are becomes your about page. What you offer is your services page. How to get in touch is your contact page. So by looking at that one sentence that you've written, you can figure out exactly what pages your website needs to help get you to your goal and which pages it doesn't need. And step 4 is we need to figure out how to guide your visitors to action. You've got your goal, you've got your pages. Now we need to figure out how we're going to get your visitors from point A to point B. How will they actually achieve that goal? So I want you to sketch out a couple of possible ways that that might happen. So here's one I've done for you. Someone might come to your homepage, they might click through to your services page, and then from your services page, they've checked out your offerings, they like what they see, and then they decide to book a call. So I want you to sketch out a couple of these journeys for yourself. So congratulations, you just planned out all the key pieces of your website. So to recap, you use that one sentence, I offer blank, blank, and blank, and I want people to hire me by coming to my website and doing blank. You use that sentence to set your website's main goal. What do you want people doing on your website? You used it to map out your pages. What do people need to see before they take that action? And you used it to plan how you'll guide your visitors to action. What are some ways that people might get from point A to point B on your website? Now, I know that we just went through a lot of content super quickly, and this is actually just one part of the website strategy system to help you get that clarity. But I want you to know that in Simple Site Blueprint, I'm going to guide you through every single step of this system, including my 5-week website launch calendar, video trainings to help you plan your website, and layout templates to help you translate all this planning into clear strategic layouts that your clients are going to love. And this might seem really simple. You know, this is a very simple exercise we just did, but it's incredibly powerful. And I want to show you a little bit of that. So this is one of our students, Nancy. She's a web designer. She said, fighting perfection is real, but Simple Site Blueprint makes it easy to keep moving forward to creating a website that works. So Nancy used the website strategy system as the foundation for her website to take her site from pretty much non-existent, just a coming soon page, to a really stunning website that puts her front and center. She's now booking clients, getting referrals, and putting herself out there in a much bigger way. And it all started with that strategy piece of things. So let us know in the chat, what's the one thing that you want people doing on your website? What did you write in your notebook?
well, as of next week when my webinar goes live, will be to sign up for my free webinar. Is that a good call to action to have, or do you recommend
a great call to action? Yeah. So for online course creators, the way most of us get paid is through our email lists. We launch to our email lists, we do webinars to our email lists. So if the main way that you earn money in your business is through building online courses, then having that call to action be around an email list sign up is ideal. And then if you are working one-on-one with clients, typically that call to action is more focused on booking a call with you, filling out a project inquiry form, so on and so forth. So Johanna wants people to sign up for her list. Carol wants people to sign up for her list. Fantastic. Emily wants people to book calls and buy products. Amazing. Okay, let's move on and talk about how we're going to make this real, because all the strategy in the world isn't actually going to make your website real and live on the internet. We got to start with strategy, but then we have to talk about tech, specifically where you're going to build your website and the website platform that both Megan and I love and recommend. So have you ever felt intimidated or held back when it comes to tech? If you feel like you're not tech savvy enough, I want you to forget everything that you think you quote unquote need to build your website. You don't need coding and design experience, and you don't need expensive, complicated tools. All you need is a positive mindset. In other words, you need to be able to say, hey, I might not know all this tech stuff yet, but I'm confident that I can figure it out because I'm capable and I've learned so many new things before in my life. So you need a positive mindset, and you also need to be using the right website platform for the job, a tool that'll make your life super easy. So I want to introduce you to me and Megan's favorite website platform. That's Squarespace. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 reasons I'm obsessed with Squarespace and 3 reasons why it is the best website platform to sell your services and build your email list to grow that course side of your business. So first up is Squarespace has award-winning design. All of their templates are professionally designed and beautiful. And you should care about this because it takes 50 milliseconds for someone to form an opinion about your website. In other words, those first impressions really matter. And Squarespace templates will help you nail that first impression out of the box. And the main difference here between Squarespace and WordPress, and full disclosure, I actually started my career as a web designer as a WordPress designer and developer. So I used to code WordPress sites, dive very deeply into all of that, and I actually switched everything over to Squarespace for the reasons that I'm talking to you about today. So with WordPress, there are hundreds of thousands of themes on the market, and quality can vary quite a lot. So if you're not a designer or a developer, it can be quite difficult to know what you're getting and what you're looking for. Whereas on Squarespace, you can pick any of their amazing templates and feel confident that you're nailing that first impression. They're also mobile friendly, which is a huge perk. The second reason I'm obsessed with Squarespace is that it's so easy to use. Here on this slide, you can see Squarespace's drag and drop editor that makes it so simple to add a blog, photo galleries, email forms, an events calendar, a shopping cart, really everything you need. Whereas on WordPress, you need to use third-party tools, which are known as plugins, to get all of these features. So on WordPress, your contact form might be made by one plugin company, your photo galleries might be made by another plugin company, and so on and so forth. And it becomes quite time-consuming to research and maintain. So I love that with Squarespace, I can keep everything so simple and in one place. The third reason I'm obsessed with Squarespace, and this one does not get talked about enough, is that it's secure. So what that means is that Squarespace is a closed platform that has a full-time team here in New York City to keep it safe from hackers. Whereas on WordPress, you're responsible for absolutely everything, including your own tech maintenance and your own security, which means hacking is really common. So if you've been around any of the entrepreneurial Facebook groups on the internet, you've probably seen posts like this. This entrepreneur at the top said that her WordPress website got hacked and she lost years of work. She says, "I'm still numb and I'm in shock. I've put so much love and hard work into creating my site." And this entrepreneur on the bottom had her WordPress site hacked in the middle of a product launch. So she recently did a webinar, she's in the middle of a launch, and her website got hacked and it's shutting down her business. So I'm sure you guys have seen posts like these, and I'm not sharing them with you to scare you. I'm just sharing them with you to give you a realistic understanding of some of the pros and cons here. So when you're on Squarespace, you don't have to worry about this at all because it takes care of all the security for you. Somebody in the chat, Kelly's saying Squarespace is like the Apple of security. That's such a great analogy, Kelly. Yeah, Squarespace is like, you know, when you buy an Apple product and you take it out the box and you turn it on and it like, bong, and it just works. That's Squarespace. So you might be wondering if you can really learn Squarespace. Well, with my step-by-step tutorials, I make it as easy as sending an email. So in Simple Site Blueprint, we cover everything from how to build your website on Squarespace, how to style your website and make it look and feel unique, and all of the hidden little nitty-gritty things you need to do before you launch your website, like configuring your SEO settings and 7 other steps that, frankly, most people miss. So here's one of our students, Elke, and Elke has said she has been struggling with her old WordPress website for 2 years, but eek, Simple Site Blueprint is simple, easy, and sharp as a focused laser. I'm getting my website done in light speed, and I'd absolutely recommend it. So here's Elke's old WordPress website that she struggled with for more than 2 years. And in Simple Site Blueprint, in a matter of just a few weeks, Elke was able to build her own stunning Squarespace website. And now she's attracting her ideal clients and booking out her retreats. And I think it's so fantastic. I'm so excited for her. All right, so let us know in the chat. Are you ready to use tech tools that make your life easy already? Megan, I know that's a yes from you because I know you've been a long time Squarespace user and you are big on keeping it simple.
Oh my gosh, it's a huge yes for me for sure. I was talking in the chat earlier, Cami, you and I have such a similar background because I started out as a WordPress designer as well. And so I was like custom coding everything. And gosh, it was like fun, but at the same time, there were so many layers, especially with all the security risks. I think that was one of the main things that made me want to switch to Squarespace because it just made things feel so much simpler. And it took out a lot of the procrastinated designing that I was doing, like trying to find the next best theme or next best plugin. So yeah, I totally am a fan of Squarespace. It keeps things so simple.
Totally. And it looks like we've got a lot of Squarespace fans here with us today. And everyone else in the chat is saying, yes, 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 they're ready for it to be easy. So I love that we're all on the same page here, guys. So now we need to talk about design. We've talked about strategy, we've talked about tech. We need to talk about design, specifically the common mistakes that kill sales on your website and how to fix them. Because Squarespace is great out of the box, but you can still make mistakes that send your customers running for the hills. And I do not want that for you. So real quick, you might be thinking, does it even matter what my website looks like, Cami? I already make money in my business. My clients come through word of mouth. Does it even matter what my website looks like? Why should I care about this? This is a question I get asked a lot, and I think it's a totally valid question. So my answer to this is yes, but don't just take my word for it. There is a ton of research to back this up. So 89% of consumers search the web before making a buying decision. 75% of users admit to making judgments about a company's credibility based on their website design. And first impressions are 94% design related. So what all of that means for you is that your ideal clients are searching for your services, they're checking out your website, they're checking out the competition, and they're making a snap judgment about whether or not they want to work with you, all based on your website design. And intuitively, you know this is true, right? You've done it, I've done it. So imagine for a second that you're looking for a family photographer. Who would you hire? Would you hire this photographer in this example? Or would you hire this photographer in this example? So I think that the choice here is super obvious. We would all hire the second photographer as our family photographer. And this is actually a real before and after for one of my clients, Laura. So Laura, after we launched that new website, said, I got new clients. After launching, I had a photo shoot and my new clients said, We knew we wanted you the minute we clicked on your site. And I want you guys to pay attention to this because Laura didn't go out and become a better photographer. She didn't buy fancier equipment. She didn't suddenly develop a whole new portfolio. The only thing that changed was her website and the way that we were presenting her work to the world. And her clients said, we knew we wanted you the minute we clicked on your site. It's so, so powerful. So creating a website that makes your clients feel this way isn't magic, it's just design. And nobody is born a designer, not me, not Megan, not anybody. Like walking, design is a learnable skill and your design muscles get stronger and stronger the more you practice. So I want to get some practice in together today so you can start strengthening those design muscles. So design mistake number one that I see killing sales across the internet is bad images. Images that are too small, that are blurry, that aren't professionally shot, that are badly lit. This is Suzanne Collins, who is the superstar author of the Hunger Games series. And on her website, you can see here that her author photo is shot from a distance. You can't really see her face. It's not super professional looking. It's not creating the best first impression. So to fix it, I want you to use high quality, engaging photos. Whether you're using photos from a personal brand photo shoot like Megan, or you're using stock imagery, they need to be high quality, well lit, professional looking. It'll make such a massive difference. Design mistake number two, and this is a big one, especially if you are multi-passionate or you serve multiple different kinds of clients, is too much stuff going on. So this example is really exaggerated, right? But you can see here that there are tons of fonts that are competing with each other. There are tons of different colors. There's so much stuff to click on. It's totally overwhelming. You don't know where to click, what to do. And also, this does not look like a trustworthy professional website. I wouldn't give this website my email address or my credit card info, and probably neither would you. So to fix it, I want you to remember to keep it simple and less is more. So here's the homepage of Gabby Bernstein, who's a New York Times best-selling author. Gabby has been creating content for more than a decade now. So she has a lot of stuff she could throw at us on her homepage, but she doesn't. She's really smart and she keeps it super simple. She says, hey, I'm a speaker and an author, and here's how I can help you. Option 1, option 2, and option 3. Not only is the layout simple and clear, but the design is as well. So she's using 2 colors. We've got this light gray background row, and then we've got this bright pink. And the pink isn't just pretty, although it is, it's actually really functional. So think about what this pink is doing. It's saying, hey, I'm a button, you should click on me. Hey, I'm a headline, pay attention to me. Or, hey, I'm Gabby's logo, I'm important. So this pink is not only appealing, but it's actually being used to make it easy for you to navigate and use Gabby's website. So when it comes to your layouts and your design, keep it super simple. The third mistake that I see, even top business owners making, is not having any calls to action. So this is a yoga studio that a friend in New York City sent me to. She said, I love this yoga studio. You should come and take class here. It's great. I logged onto their website. I was scrolling their homepage. I got to the bottom of their homepage here, and they have this purple footer area that says yoga is for everybody. They've got a couple of social media links, but that's it. They are totally leaving me hanging. They're not telling me how I can get started with them as a new client, what they want me to do next, how I can take the next step with them. So there's nothing terrible. This isn't atrocious, right? Like we've all seen worse, but it's missing a really, really obvious opportunity, which is to tell people clearly and explicitly what to do next. So here's how I would improve it. I would say, yoga is for everyone. Sign up for your next class today and add in a big button that says view schedule. So instead of being left hanging and wondering what to do, like in this example, I, as the customer, know exactly what I need to do to get started and hire that business. So for you, I want you to think about adding in clear, specific calls to action at the end of every single page of your website. And these will relate to that main goal that you set earlier. So if you don't have any design skills or any design experience, don't worry about it. Like we've talked about, this is all very learnable stuff. And we've looked at a few examples, but of course there are more. So in Simple Site Blueprint, I teach you everything you need to know to create a beautiful website without getting stuck in that procrastinating, perfection paralysis mode. So we talk about the best layouts, the most user-friendly layouts. We talk about how to get great images and write compelling copy, and how to pick fonts and colors the easy way. So here's Braja, who's one of our students. She's a yoga teacher, and she said, I'm so happy to have a professional looking website, a website that really represents her and her business. This was Braja's website before. She's not a designer. She's a yoga teacher. She's very spiritual. So she came in kind of nervous about the design. This was her website before. And using all of the trainings in Simple Site Blueprint, she was able to transform it into this beautiful, colorful, appealing website that her clients absolutely love and that reflects her business much, much better. So let us know in the chat. Do you feel like having a beautiful website just got simpler and more doable? Let us know.
Curious to see what everyone else is saying. Harold says yes. Kelly says colorful yet light and airy. I'm excited. Let's see how everyone else is feeling in the chat.
Love that. All right. Yeah, we've talked a lot about this, just the two of us over Voxa Megan, about like, what is the difference between procrastinating and where can you keep it simple? And it's an ongoing conversation.
Oh yeah, this week I was considering, everyone who's listening, doing like a full rebrand. And I messaged Cami and I was like, I think I'm procrastinating, but I just need someone to tell me that I am, because sometimes we all think that, oh, we need to do this whole big rebrand or, this big project, when really we don't always have to. Instead, it's taking what you have and just making it a little simpler, a little bit more effective, and not feeling like you have to just scratch what you have and start completely over.
Exactly, which is one of the things that I love about teaching Simple Site Blueprint, because we have students who come in who have no websites whatsoever and we start from scratch, and other people who come in with existing websites. And I give you the tools to look at your existing website and say, what needs to change here? Does this need to be a wholesale redesign? Does it need to be some tweaks? Really looking at that framework. So to recap, we covered so much ground so quickly today. We talked all about like the 3 most important things that you need to create a website that sells your services. So you need to start out with a smart strategy. You need to lay that foundation. Then you need to layer on top of it the right tech tools. We talked about why Squarespace is the best website platform for service business owners and course creators. And then you need to think about beautiful, effective design. So we looked at common mistakes that kill sales on your website and how to fix them so you can have a really timeless, really effortless feeling design. And this word timeless is so important because internet years are like dog years. Trends change so fast. So if your website is more than 5 years old, it's probably a little out of date looking already. So the design I focus on is really, really timeless. It will age well. So nothing that I've shared with you today is just theory, right? This is not just nice words. These are all the same strategies that I use personally in my business, that I use with all of my high-end clients, and that I teach to all of my students in Simple Site Blueprint. You don't need any complicated tech tools to pull this off. You've seen what I use, it's Squarespace. You definitely don't need to be tech savvy, and you don't need to be a designer. If me and all of my students can do it, so can you. So I have a question for you guys, and let us know in the chat. How would you like to launch your own stunning website in the next 5 weeks without wasting months of your time on DIY or spending $5,000 hiring a designer like me? Sound good? Johanna is giving the thumbs up. All right, awesome, guys. Because the way I see it here, if you want a beautiful website that sells your services, you have 2 choices. You can keep going at it alone, keep feeling stuck, keep losing clients to website shame, stay right where you are. Or you can get all the trainings, templates, and support you need to start making progress today, literally as soon as this afternoon. So I want to invite you to join us in Simple Site Blueprint. And I am so excited to share all of the details about what's inside the course with you, and we'll get into all of that. But I want to invite you to join us in Simple Site Blueprint, where you will create your own stunning website in just 5 weeks. So when you join Simple Site Blueprint, you're going to get immediate access to the entire system. That includes 8 core modules that are going to help you create a stunning website that helps you book clients, whether you have no website yet or you have an existing website that you're redesigning. You're going to get my 5-week website launch calendar, so you can get it done in just 5 weeks or adapt that to suit your own timeline. And you're going to get my layout and copywriting templates and so much more. And I can't wait to really dig in and show you exactly what's in all of the modules. So before then, I want you to meet Anna, who's one of our students. She's a life coach. And she said that 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have thought I could make a decent site, but I can. Now people keep telling me how nice my website looks. So Anna came into Simple Site Blueprint with really no website at all. She had a very, very minimal landing page. She felt super nervous about tech. She felt super nervous about design. But using everything in the course, in just a few weeks, she was able to create her own stunning website from scratch. And Anna is now booking clients, pitching and booking her first speaking gigs. And the best part is that she's got all the skills to edit and update her website herself. So she actually wrote to me the other day and said that she started a side project and made a whole new website for her side project. And she was able to do that herself without hiring somebody or without waiting months to get it done. So in Simple Site Blueprint, just like Anna did, you're going to create your website with my 3-phase process. And let's walk through what each one of these phases involves. So in phase 1, this is the website strategy system. To kick off your project, we're going to dig into why you have a website, what your goals are, who your clients are, and how you're actually going to achieve those goals. Then we'll build your roadmap to get there. So module 1 is all about planning your project. You're going to plan your project with my 5-week launch calendar and learn the tech tools you need to get it done. So if you have a website or you don't yet, this is where you'll start. And again, this 5-week launch calendar is designed to be flexible so you can adapt it to your schedule and what suits you. We have students who go faster, we have students who go slower, and we have students who follow along exactly step by step. So in module 2, after your project is planned, you're going to outline your website. You'll set goals for your site, decide on your calls to action, and map out your pages with trainings, templates, and workbooks. And you already have a head start because you did just a little bit of this earlier today. Then in module 3, you're going to design your layouts. You're going to take all of that strategy work and craft clear, logical page layouts that your clients are going to love. So you can swipe my best layout templates and just use those, or you can use the video trainings that I give you to learn how to create your own. So after phase 1 is done, you will have the foundation of your website set, which means it's time to move on to phase 2. This is all about creating captivating content. In this phase, you're going to build on the work you've done to gather images for your website and write copy that has your clients saying, "Oh my goodness, how soon can we work together?" So in phase 2, you're going to start by finding your images. You'll learn the 7 kinds of images you need on your website, where to get amazing free and paid stock photos, and how to plan an absolutely scroll-stopping personal brand photo shoot. We cover everything from what to wear in your photo shoot to how to hire and communicate with your photographer, really everything you need to get those gorgeous brand photos that you've admired on so many other people's websites. Then in module 5, you're going to write your website. This is all about writing copy that sounds like you and connects with your customers. This is one of the hardest parts of most people's websites, and most website courses don't cover copywriting. And professional copywriters charge at least $2,000 to $3,000. So I love module 5 because you're going to get fill in the blank copy templates for every single page of your site to make writing your website as easy as possible. Then in module well, this isn't actually a module, this is a bonus. So we have a bonus example library for you because I'm a visual learner and you might be as well. So if you need examples of amazing layouts, of websites with great copy, you just want to see how real business owners are implementing this stuff, that's where the example library comes in. I have examples for you for every single page of your site, and students tell me that it's so helpful to be able to clearly see this. Okay, so you've planned your website, you've gotten strategic, you've created your content. Now it's time for phase 3, which is your website design sprint. So in this phase, you're going to combine your copy, your photos, and your layouts to create a stunning strategy-focused Squarespace website. And I call this the design sprint because by the time you get here, you will be amazed by how quickly everything comes together. So in module 6, you're going to build your website. You'll make your website real with step-by-step tutorials. You're going to pick the right Squarespace template, create your website's pages, build your layouts, and add in your photos and text. Then in module 7, you'll style your website. So you're going to make your website look and feel unique using the Squarespace style editor. I'll show you how to pick colors and fonts the easy way. I'll teach you my no logo hack to add instant polish to your site. And we'll talk about timeless design that will make your website look high-end, even though you did it yourself. Then module 8 is all about going live. So in this module, you'll polish up your website and you'll take care of those last little details like configuring your SEO settings and the 7 things you have to do before you publish your website. These are all the little details that most people miss, but you won't because you'll have the step-by-step in front of you. Then you can go live and share your website with the world. And I love this so much because this is when we truly get to celebrate together. And of course, we have some amazing bonuses for you. So I know that your business is unique. I know that you're unique. And I know that you're going to need to ask questions and get help at certain points throughout the course, which is why, as a bonus, I'm giving you access to our private Facebook group, which is a $450 value. In this group, you're going to experience accountability, ask questions, get feedback on your work, and plug into a network of business owners who are always cheering you on. This is where you come to get one-on-one help from me. It's so great. Bonus number 2 is a Q&A call library. This is a $250 value. So you can get your burning questions answered not only in our Facebook group, but also in our Q&A call recording library. We've got a library of Q&A calls and guest expert trainings. So you can see how real students have applied these lessons, you can get questions answered, and you'll get guest expert trainings from people like Elsa Isaac, who's Marie Forleo's stylist. She's teaching all about what to wear in your website photos. And then we've got a guest expert training from Hilary Weiss, who's one of the industry's top writers. And this one is amazing if you've been struggling with your copy because Hilary screen shares some of our past students' copy and goes through piece by piece, and you will learn so much. And then we've also got a pay in full bonus. So I'll get into the investment in just a second, but Simple Site Blueprint has both a monthly payment plan and a pay in full option. And if you choose to pay in full, you'll get the All About Email Opt-ins mini course. So this will teach you how to pick the right email marketing software, how to create and deliver a valuable free PDF to grow your list, and how to integrate either MailChimp or ConvertKit with your new Squarespace website. So I know a lot of you today told me that your goal was to grow your email list through your website. If that's you, then you are definitely going to want to get this pay in full bonus. And here are some of our students. So by the end of Simple Site Blueprint, you will have a beautiful website that you can't wait to share. And some of our students and their results are Tom here, who said, within days, my sister had new clients contact her through her website. Tom was not tech savvy at all, but he built a website for his sister's energy medicine business. And within days, his sister had new clients contact her. Or Victoria, who's a graphic and web designer, who says, since taking Simple Site Blueprint, I've been inundated with client work. Or Elke, whose website before and after you saw earlier. Elke says, I'm attracting my ideal clients in a big way right now. This course was the best decision ever. So you're probably wondering, what is the investment in Simple Site Blueprint? Well, to get help, to get my help and my team's help with everything that's included in this course, my private clients normally invest $5,000 to $10,000. The way that breaks down is web design and strategy is usually around $5,000. Hiring a professional copywriter can be $2,000 to $3,000. And then ongoing tech support and feedback and coaching from me, everything you'd get in that Facebook group, my clients pay me at least $2,000 a year to do. But I want to make Simple Site Blueprint as accessible as possible for you, because I remember what it was like when I was starting my business from scratch. I definitely didn't have $5,000 to $10,000 to spend on my website. And you don't have to have a beautiful website. That's why Simple Site Blueprint is just $597. The normal price is $797, but because you're in Megan's audience, we're giving you a $200 discount today, so you can come join us for just $597. We also have a monthly payment plan, which is 7 monthly payments of just $97. So it's really, really accessible, really easy to get started. So here's how to join us and save $200. Get those savings because you're in Megan's audience. You're going to click the link on your screen. You should see a little box pop up on your screen somewhere if you're joining us live. If you're watching the replay, there is a button right underneath this recording. So click that link. Step 2 is you're going to complete the secure checkout form. And step 3 is you will get instant access to all of the modules, the trainings, the templates, the example library, our Facebook group. I give it all to you right away so you can start making progress today and you can go at your own speed. Here are some of our students who've gone through the program. Kathy, who runs a business for caregivers, says, this is one of the best investments I've ever made in my business. Nancy, who's a web designer, said that joining Simple Site Blueprint was the best business decision I have ever made. And Jen, who's a web designer, says that the value you get out of this course is incredible. So if you want to design and build your own stunning website with us, come join us in Simple Site Blueprint. Come and click that link. Now, Megan and I are going to get into Q&A in just a second here, but I want to go over some of the top questions I get just so I make sure I'm covering everything that's most important to you. So how much time do you need to go through Simple Site Blueprint? This is a self-paced course, meaning that you get instant access to everything as soon as you join, and you can go through at your own speed. You can follow our 5-week website launch calendar step by step, or go at your own pace. You'll also get lifetime access. And you don't need a lot of time to start seeing results. One of our students here, Chrissy, wrote to me and she said, I'm celebrating a win. A journalist complimented me on my existing website, saying that she was impressed by it. Here's to making changes as you go. So Chrissy in Simple Site Blueprint is making changes to her existing website, as well as building a new website behind the scenes. And within just a few short tweaks to her existing website, she's already getting compliments. You might also be wondering, how much money do I need to complete this course? What else do I need to invest in? So like I said, I've designed Simple Site Blueprint to be as accessible as possible. And you can join us and save $200. So you can join us and pay in full at $597 or do the 7 monthly payments of $97. And then beyond that, all you need for the course is a domain name if you don't have one already. That's usually about $12 a year. And a Squarespace subscription. So that's usually $12 to $18 a month. So if you have both of those things already, you're all set. Come join us in the course. And if you don't have those things, again, it's a really, really accessible investment. And Tom here, who you've met, says that within days, his sister had new clients contact her. So this is an investment in you, your business, the future of your business. And with a great website that's designed to attract clients, you will make that investment back. Maybe you're thinking, I don't know where to get started. I feel overwhelmed. Well, good news, because you don't have to know all of the answers. You don't have to know any of that stuff. In Simple Site Blueprint, I'm going to show you exactly where to get started and what steps to take and the right order to take them in. So you don't have to figure it out alone. You also get access to our Facebook group where you can get that support that you need. So here's one of our students, Sandy, who reached out to me earlier this week in the group. She was super stuck with one specific thing. So we were able to talk it out, and within just an hour, Sandy said, I went from being stuck and wanting to give up to moving forward and enjoying the process. Thanks, Cami, for your help. So again, you can get help from an actual human when you need it, as long as you're willing to show up and ask questions in the group. Now, also, you might be wondering, what if I don't like Simple Site Blueprint? We've all taken online courses. Some of them are amazing, some of them less so. Well, I feel super confident that Simple Site Blueprint is the best Squarespace web design course on the market. If you don't agree with me, you can request a refund within 7 days. All you need to do is submit your completed website strategy workbook and your sitemap, which are both pieces of homework from phase 1. Just send those to me along with your refund request by email. So if you do the work, but you don't get results, you can ask for a refund in 7 days. And here are a couple of our students who are sharing feedback in the Facebook group. Somebody said, did I tell you this course is amazing? And another student says, this is so digestible and easy to follow. Just got to put it into action. And that's really the goal here. Simple Site Blueprint is digestible, it's easy to follow, so all you need to do is show up and take one small step after another. So again, as a reminder, you can join us today and save $200. Join us for $597 and get that pay in full bonus, the All About Email Opt-ins mini course. Or come join us on the payment plan. Get started today for just $97. Followed by 6 monthly payments of $97. So come and join Simple Site Blueprint. Come save $200 before the deadline. I would love to see you in the course, and I would love to support you in creating your own stunning website that helps you sell your services. So with all of that said, Megan and I are going to come back on camera because I know we've got some awesome questions, and we're going to take Q&A.
All right. Questions ready for you. Oh, hello. There we are. Okay. Awesome. Cami, I have a few questions if you're ready.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you kind of answered this in the FAQ, but I'd love to hear you expand on it a little bit. Sandy asked, can this course be completed in less time, like a week? So what are your thoughts? I know people can do it faster than 5 weeks, but what's like a realistic expectation?
So Sandy, it really depends on you and what you've got going on in your life and business right now and what you already have created. So do you already have your images? Do you already have copy that's been written? How many assets do you have coming into this? So one of the things that we do in the course is I show you how to build a really quick kind of minimum viable website. So just a quick one-page website that you can have up and running in just a couple of hours. So if you need something really quick, you can do it that way. And you can also adjust, like depending on what's going on in your schedule, you could totally binge the modules and go through it faster than 5 weeks, but it will slightly depend on what you're already working with and what's going on in your life.
I love that. Sharon just asked in the chat real quick. She said, how does the monthly payment work and how will I be billed?
Such a good question, Sharon. So the monthly payment is a monthly 7 installments. So the card that you enter at checkout will just be charged automatically $97 a month, and it will stop being billed after all of those 7 payments are complete. Welcome, Kelly. Yay.
No, she just said in the chat that she wants to switch to pay in full so she can get that bonus. So should she email your team or what's the?
Absolutely. So Kelly, shoot me an email at hello@camifarey.com. The email address is on the purchase confirmation page that you're probably on, and I can get that payment plan refunded for you and we'll get you on the pay in full.
Yeah, love that. Thanks, Cami. Okay. So if you guys have any more questions, keep popping them in the chat. Cami, I did collect some more technical Squarespace specific questions as well. So I'm going to jump into some of those. So Johanna and I'm terrible at pronouncing names, you guys. Saneed, I know I'm wrong. Tell me how to say it. They were both wondering about using ConvertKit with Squarespace. So Johanna specifically, with all of the new ConvertKit, like landing pages and things that are happening, do you feel like you can replace replace ConvertKit with Squarespace? Do you still need both? And yeah, they were both kind of asking about ConvertKit and Squarespace.
All right, cool. So Squarespace and ConvertKit aren't substitutes for each other. They actually do super different things. Squarespace is where you'll design and build your website. ConvertKit is how you capture email addresses and grow your email list. So although you can build landing pages with both platforms to grow your list, ConvertKit isn't a replacement for your website. But what I love, ConvertKit actually just rolled out a free plan, so it makes it even easier to get started with it. It's actually what Megan and I both use in our businesses. So the way I recommend setting this up, and I will show you how to do this in the All About Email Opt-ins Pay in Full bonus, is I recommend you build your website on Squarespace and then add in ConvertKit email capture forms to your Squarespace site. And you can do this in a couple of different ways. It's really quick and simple, and I'll show you exactly how.
Oh, okay. Johanna just clarified. She was just saying, I think you mentioned during the training that it was all connected at one place. So hopefully, Johanna, that clears that up. If you need any more clarity on that, just keep telling us in the chat and we'll jump back to that.
Yeah, so the way I like to think about it, Johanna, is my website is the main hub of my business. It's like the big central wheel, and the other tech tools I use are like the spokes coming out of it. But where possible, I collect everything on my website. So I build my landing pages in Squarespace. I collect email addresses on Squarespace, just because like you, I want things simple and in one place.
Yeah, she said that helps. Awesome. I'm glad that was helpful.
And
Jean asks, yes, they said excellent answer on ConvertKit. Okay. So I think we're all set there. But yeah, keep asking questions, you guys. So Jean said, can one build an interim site and then at leisure create a better site?
Yes, Jean, I love doing this. I am all about launching what I call a minimum viable website and then building up on top of that. So if you are crunched for time at the moment and you want to build a really simple one-page website while you work on your full site behind the scenes, you can absolutely do that. I've got trainings in the course to help you. And if you want to come into our Facebook group, what a lot of students do will come into the Facebook group and say, hey, here's where I'm at. Here's what I want to build. Tell me, like, help me craft my choose your own adventure through the modules to get me there quickly. So we do that all the time.
I love that you have a Facebook group included with this, because I think it's so helpful in the website process, because they get really custom feedback from not only you, but other people who have gone through the program. So I think that's amazing. Okay, great. So April asked, can you convert from Wix to Squarespace easily?
Yeah, so what you'll need to do, April, you can't bring over your layouts from Wix, and you're not going to be able to bring over the exact same design because they are two totally different platforms. But what you'll do for that is you will create a free trial of Squarespace to get started. Then you'll follow the steps in Simple Site Blueprint to figure out your new layouts, your new design, all of that. You'll build it out behind the scenes in Squarespace. You can bring over, like, copy and paste content from Wix, bring over some images. And then when you're ready to go live, what you'll do is connect your domain name to Squarespace. And we cover that in the course. And then once your Squarespace site is live, you can just cancel Wix.
I love that. And then we did have a few different questions kind of along this lines with WordPress. So Carol was asking for clarification on how Squarespace is different from a self-hosted WordPress website.
So Carol, the way to think about this difference is think about the difference between kind of like a high-end condo building versus building your own house from the ground up on your own land. So that condo building comes with a doorman. It comes with a security system. It comes with a ton of amenities like a gym, things like that. And you as the condo owner are not responsible for maintaining that gym or the security or paying the doorman or anything. What you pay on your apartment contributes towards all of that. So that's like Squarespace. You purchase a Squarespace subscription. You can design and build your site on their platform, and then they handle all of this other stuff for you. Whereas WordPress is very much like building your house brick by brick on your own land. Yes, you could build absolutely anything in the world, but you're also responsible for every leak, every break-in, all the security systems, every contractor you hire. It's just a whole different level of involvement and maintenance. And for most business owners who, like me, you want a website to grow your business. You want a website so you can do other things. You don't want to be spending all your time fussing with your website. That's why I love Squarespace so much.
I love that analogy. Like that's just, even for me who's used Squarespace for years, like that made it so crystal clear of the difference. So I love that. Sandy had asked, how can you switch to Squarespace if you already have an established domain and WooCommerce store? I know that's pretty specific, but I was just curious if you had any thoughts on that.
So Sandy, the way that you can do this if you have your domain name already is you'll keep your domain name wherever it already is, like GoDaddy, Google Domains, whatever. Keep it where it is, and then you can just connect it to your new Squarespace site in a couple of steps. So you'll do the similar process to what we talked about with the Wix website earlier, where you'll start a free trial of Squarespace, you'll build out your new site behind the scenes. Then when you're ready to go live, you'll connect that domain and shift things over.
Love it. Okay, Sandy was asking if Squarespace has a classroom platform. She's currently using WordPress and specifically using WordPress courseware.
So the answer to this is a little bit, it's kind of yes and. So the way that both Megan and I run our online courses through Squarespace, and the way that no matter what platform you use, I recommend setting things up, is to build and host your courses on a third-party platform like Teachable, Kajabi, Thinkific are some of the ones you might have heard of. And the reason for that, again, is just to simplify the tech maintenance and customer service, get that all out of your life. So Megan and I both have Squarespace websites. We have online courses on third-party platforms, and then we connect them to our websites using links and buttons. So that's how I would recommend you do it. I don't recommend that you build and host your course on Squarespace just because you're not going to have the same level of support as you would for that content on like a Teachable or a Thinkific, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and just to add on that too, I know there are certain things like it's not MemberPress, but there's like MemberMouse or something. Like there is, okay, that's what it is. There is like a Squarespace way to host courses, but it kind of complicates things. So while there are ways to host courses on Squarespace by passwords and just having this like password protected pages with just one singular password, it may feel like the simpler option to just be using Squarespace. But what I found in the execution of it is that it's far more complicated. And the simpler solution in this instance is to do a third-party course platform, which not many things are like that. Like in very few situations is it simpler to have a second software, but this is one of those instances where it truly is so much easier, especially if someone's on a payment plan for your course and then they stop paying. You want to make sure they remove access from the course. But if there's just one blanket password for the whole course, they can keep getting access, or you have to change the password every single time someone defaults on a payment plan. So it's definitely simpler in the long run. So highly recommend still using Squarespace, but choosing a third party for your courses. Okay. And Susan was asking about the UX. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, if you're hosting your own courses on WordPress right now, you are running into a ton of tech headaches. You're probably experiencing all of this stuff and you're like, I wish I just had like customer service to reach out to. So yeah, way simpler to do it on a there are lots of softwares out there.
Love that. Okay, Susan was asking about the UX when it comes to designing in Squarespace. So things like heat map, analytics, button placement, design, when it comes to switching from WordPress to Squarespace, how do you take that stuff into consideration?
So Simple Site Blueprint, like you might have noticed as we were modules, has a very strong user experience or UX flavor to it. That's the strategy module where we're thinking through how to craft effective layouts. You know, we're thinking about how to make this design delightful and easy for your customers. And I love that Squarespace helps you do that so simply right out of the box. And then in terms of more advanced user experience things like setting up analytics to see how people are moving through your site, or setting up what's called a heat map where you can see little hotspots on your site, all of those can be added to Squarespace. So Squarespace has great analytics built in out of the box. You can also integrate your Google Analytics, no problem. And then if you are using a heat mapping software, something like really specific like that, you can usually connect that using a little bit of code from the heat mapping software company.
Love that. Thanks, Cami. By the way, Cami, I can't currently see you, but I don't know if it's just me. No one else has said anything in the chat, but I can hear you. So if anyone else is having, oh wait, you're back. Okay, everyone else could see you. So clearly it was me. So sorry, false alarm. Okay, Lorna was asking, if you decide to change your template on Squarespace, is it a total nightmare? She's currently on Pacific and is questioning switching templates. And related, if she does create a separate website, are there any good templates you recommend?
Yeah, so templates, the very, very best of the best Squarespace templates are in this family called the Brine template family. And we go into why and what those are and how to find them in the course. But broadly speaking, I recommend picking something within the Brine family because it'll give you the best features and functionality. And then if you already have a Squarespace site, but you're rebuilding it, there are a couple of different ways you can go. So a lot of students who are doing kind of a big redesign will choose to start a brand new trial on Squarespace, install the new theme, and then build out their new site, and then just connect the domain name over. And then other students will choose to put up like a coming soon page on their existing site and change the theme and adjust things behind the scenes. So it is easy to switch themes on Squarespace, but you will likely need to go in and do some like rejigging of your layout, some adjusting of the styling, little things like that that you might not want the public to see right away.
Okay, love that. Kelly was asking if she can connect Flowdesk, Kajabi, or Teachable with her Squarespace website.
Yes, so Kelly, Teachable and Kajabi, for those of you who aren't familiar, Teachable and Kajabi are third-party platforms that let you host courses and memberships. So the way you'll connect that to Squarespace, real easy, like we were saying before, just put a button, put a link, and hook the two up that way. And then Flowdesk is a email marketing software. So I personally use ConvertKit, but you will be, if you can embed forms with Flowdesk, if Flowdesk gives you HTML to embed a form, then yeah, you can totally add them to Squarespace.
Awesome. Hopefully that helps, Kelly.
I see we have a question here about the Brine family. So I'll clarify that quickly. The way Squarespace organizes their templates is each individual template has its own name, but templates are also grouped into families. So a family of templates, they might look different when you're checking out each individual template, but they share the same kind of underlying DNA. So behind the scenes, all the features and functionality and the way they work is the same. And not all of the features are consistent across all templates. So it can get a little confusing to pick the right one. So in Simple Site Blueprint, I just make it so easy. We'll talk all about why Brine is the best. And I give you a cheat sheet of links to all the Brine templates. So you can just go check them out and pick the one that you like.
I love that. Thanks for clarifying that, Cami. I think we are through all of the questions that I've seen. So if you guys have any other questions, be sure to pop them in the chat so we can answer them while we're live.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I don't have any others. Cami, is there anything else? Yeah, go ahead. I think we have a bit of a delay. Sorry.
If you're catching us on the replay and you have any questions that we haven't covered, just use the little yellow chat box on this page and that'll send them right to my inbox. So don't hesitate to reach out. You have a few days to come and join us, save 200 on Simple Site Blueprint, and I hope I'll see you in the course. I would just love to support you.
Allison just asked a question in the chat, Cami, if we have a chance. She was asking if Squarespace charges for any of the templates.
Great question, Allison. So when you join Squarespace, everything is all included in your subscription, which is 12 to 18 a month. So all of their templates are included, all of the features and functionality and the security, it's all in that one price point. So on WordPress, I know that there are lots of different template prices. On Squarespace, it's all in.
Which keeps it simple because you can just switch templates easily, which even though switching templates isn't like, it might feel a little overwhelming. I know you were talking about that earlier. Squarespace makes it so easy in the grand scheme of things to just pick a template, preview how it looks on your website, play with it in the background, and then make it live whenever you're ready. So I really appreciate that there's no up charges for switching templates or certain templates being more expensive. It makes it way easier.
Yeah, it's very what you see is what you get. There aren't any like sneaky hidden costs, which I love.
Me too. Well, I think that's all of our questions.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for having me, Megan. And thank you to everybody for being here. This was an absolute blast. It's so much fun hanging out with you guys.
Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Cami, for being here, for your time. I know everyone really valued it and got so much out of this. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.